Hey, and how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to get a bit of a discussion going, and I would love to hear your thoughts about this below. And it's about something that I get asked about quite often, online and offline as well. And it really boils down to who would win in a skill versus strength competition. Who would win in a fight out of a bodybuilder? Who would win out of a power lifter and a fighter? Now we're going to answer this quite broadly because I don't want to get into the specifics with this video of would this exact person beat this exact person. That's not what this is about. And I really want to make a case as well for why strength is a huge factor in fighting. And it's often downplayed. There's this romantic idea that skill always beats strength. You watch the movies and you got the big strong bully, or you've got the jacked up guy causing trouble, and you've got the hero or the heroine, and she trains her butt off, he trains his butt off, and they come back and they fight, and in the end skill triumphs, skill prevails. And of course skill is a huge factor too. The internet is absolutely full of videos of these jacked up dudes who are going around to different gyms and challenge them. I want to fight a black belt, I want to fight the instructor, and there's videos of them going in Thai boxing gyms, jiu-jitsu schools, wrestling gyms. They're all over the place, and all the time the idiot just gets knocked out. The fool gets absolutely schooled. We'd expect to see that. Now my answer when somebody asks me this question, who would win, A versus B, X versus Y, it's the better fighter. So of course, if someone has no training as a fighter and they go up against someone who's experienced, someone who's had a lifetime of training. I've got friends who are powerlifters, they're extremely strong, outlive me any day of the week. I've trained with some of Britain's strongest men. One of my old coaches, very good friends with a gentleman called Paul Hayes. He was one of Britain's strongest men. He used to come and do this awesome training with us, and strength for strength, he'd kill me. The first time I met the guy, he picked me up above his head and he was shoulder pressing me. If you ever want to know what it's like to feel completely helpless, have that happen to you. Get someone really strong to shoulder press you. It doesn't matter how many years I've been fighting for, but in context, on the mats, when we could move about, he found it difficult to pin me down. He found it difficult to stop me, and he'd run out of breath much quicker. But if he did hit me, that was a huge problem. How when a regular person hits you, you get hit in the head and bam, your head might move. When he hit you, your head didn't snap, your head didn't move, your whole bloody body got lifted off the ground. Now, if he'd had a few more years training in martial arts and he could apply that strength with more skill, it would negate many years of my training because of the size and strength difference. So this is the point I really want to make. Think about this. Yes, skill will beat strength. Okay, but it takes a lot of skill to beat a little strength, and it takes a little strength to beat a lot of skill. So everybody should be strength training, and of course don't be obsessed with it. Your bench press doesn't directly convert into your ability to fight. But if you find yourself in a situation where a little bit of strength would help you get out of a tight position, or you would give you the strength to block or deflect a strike, if somebody massive is trying to hit you, it doesn't matter how good your parry is, if there's no strength behind it, if there's no authority behind your techniques, the strength is just going to run you over. In the context of striking, I might hit someone who's much bigger than me, I may have supreme skill, but if I don't hit them right on the dot, if I don't get you right on the jaw, if I don't turn your head, if I don't get you in the neck, if I don't get you in the solar plexus, and you get in range, I'm in danger now. Sure as hell, I got to get out of the way. I better get out of dodge as quick as I can. So when two people are equal in skill, often the stronger fighter will win. When I'm talking about skill, I mean both physical skill, being able to apply your training, but also your mental skills, so your ability to strategize. So, for the ease of the discussion, I would put those two together. So, we're not arguing about, he's got the better arm bar, but she's got a better way to get to set up the arm bar. I don't care about that. I would put that both together as skill. So purely strength versus skill. What's your experience been with this? As a competitive fighter, I always fought above my weight category. I always took last minute fights. You know, the longest notice I had for one of my fights was 10 days, and that's against a much bigger opponent who's in a higher weight category. And I also had my opponent switch like 2 or 3 days before the fight anyway. I actually have that fight on this channel, I'll link it below. So, you know, strength is a really big thing. You can negate that strength by perhaps tiring them out. So if we have two fighters who are equal in skill, one is stronger, one is weaker. That's what sets them apart. There are still a couple of factors in here you have to think about. So the stronger fighter, you know, they might not just want to overpower them, completely overpower them. That can leave you open to counterattacks. It can leave you open to locks and even to strikes, again, depending upon the context, the rules of the fight, and, you know, where the fight is happening. But the bigger fighter also has a higher requirement of oxygen. You know, you need more sugar to feed those muscles. You need that glycogen, you need that oxygen. That's going to run out quickly. But compare that then to, say, two fighters who are of equal skill, yeah, physically and mentally, but one of them is stronger without being overbearingly large. You know, you know the type of person who's strong because they've got big muscles, they've got a large frame, and they can apply that strength. It becomes powerful. And we all know the type of person that is quite small, but if they grab you, good luck. If they get a grip on you, if they put you in a position, or if they grab your lapel, you're done, mate. That type of person won't fatigue so quickly. Now, that's the type of strength that you get through, you know, a long lifetime of training. So that's the type of skill that we see overcoming strength. So yeah, let me know, what are your thoughts? It's quite easy to just say, oh yeah, skill always beats strength. It depends on the context. Now, I'd always expect a trained fighter to beat an untrained fighter, but there are factors like, is it a fair fight? Is one person being caught off guard? Is one person armed? You know, I've got all the skill in the world, you know, when I'm fit and I'm strong, I'll fight absolutely anybody. But if they're bigger, stronger, and they have a weapon, and they're fit, and I can't get away, you know, it becomes harder and harder to apply your skill. So it's not so cut and dry, is it? But anyway, that's why I'd like to hear your opinion too. They're just some of my thoughts on strength versus skill and size versus strength and skill. Let me know what you think. I'm Lee, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.